The other mic I have actually has a filter on it, so it might be a little quieter.
That's a great way to start an episode, Gage. Welcome to DuckCast.
Get started. No warning. Zach is fucking taken over, but I guess Gage got.
Yeah, he got the
first
first line this time, this season.
It wasn't me. I guess that's all that fucking matters.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for a big reveal?
Looks like I'm holding the microphone thing. I'm like doing this, but like, where am I?
You ready for a big reveal, Zachary? Big reveal.
Okay. Should I be sitting down for this?
Yes.
Okay, I'm good. Let's go.
All right. I've got glasses now.
What a fucking nerd.
Haha.
Jesus. What's your thing then? What's it called?
What?
You know, like someone has 20/20 vision. What's your vision?
I don't even know.
How do you not know?
I got an eye exam, but I didn't get like I don't remember what they told me. I just went in and said, "Hey, I can't see when I drive at night. I need something to fix that." I did an eye exam. Gage is doing something.
He can't hear you right now at all. Someone came into his room. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing in here?" It looks like.
And
it produces no light.
We're just gonna hear a conversation.
But now I can see when I drive at night, so that's nice.
How can you not see her?
I like all the noises that come off of the microphone.
It's so bad.
Yep.
So who's
all
that?
Right,
everything is awful.
We've got a very special guest with us this episode. We got my good buddy Gage.
I'm talking to Michael and his friend Zach. I don't know Zach. Zach's just a person.
What? Just a person. Wow. Okay.
You're welcome.
And Mike said I shouldn't be an asshole to this guest in particular. Wow.
I didn't say that you shouldn't. I just said he's gonna fight back.
You had some negative thoughts going through your mind. I'm sure of it.
Every day, every minute of every day.
Yeah. Hey, what's the first topic? I got the first topic right here. We're gonna talk about
glasses off first of all. You don't need them right now.
It's a glasses cast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a glasses cast.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not gonna wear them. It's actually very annoying because it keeps like a light keeps reflecting off of them. Yeah, I literally only need them to drive. Like it does help me. It helps me read stuff from like a very far distance, but like I'm looking at a board game in my closet with very tiny text, and I can read it from over here. Like it's.
So are you nearsighted, Mike, or farsighted?
What?
Are you nearsighted or farsighted?
It's just my right eye doesn't work as good as my left eye. That's it. When I cover,
if I actually have a scratched cornea.
Oh really? I think you told me about that before.
Yeah, I got this on for a second.
But yeah, just to help me drive at night, so I'm not going to be like wearing glasses all the time now. But anyway, who's in the background?
That was Chelsea.
Was that Chelsea?
Mm-hmm.
And that's Gage's nephew.
Aw. He went
Uncle
to see
Gage.
Child's Play recently.
No, not that one.
There's more.
Gage
There's
is an
more.
uncle. Gage is an uncle to over 500 Afghan children.
Man. All of them might not be from the same mother. Oh boy. It's one of those.
I have a whole lot of sisters.
What was that attempt at that joke? Anyway, so that COPPA thing happened recently, and you made a video on it. I didn't see it yet. I've only seen Chris and Olivia's. You know more about it than I do, I think. So
what's the topic?
I think nothing's gonna happen, but to freak out about it is better than to ignore it. But it's just like not enough people are freaking out about it for me to feel justified in freaking out about it. Like I don't know. I think that I can make an argument that none of my stuff is for kids. There's 2 videos on Movie Mackle I'm gonna take down just to be on the safe side. Gage is just not participating.
I thought like Chris Sora was the worst of them all, of all the guests, who's just not contributing enough.
I think he's just trying to replace the headset.
Maybe he's trying to. You know what? Maybe he's actually caring about the show. He's like, okay, I gotta get my equipment in order. I gotta get the right quality stuff, or he could just be having a conversation.
Yeah.
Also, that's that kid's debut in front of the internet. I feel like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
DuckCast. This is
DuckCast.
before he became a big actor. He was on DuckCast.
DuckCast.
Hold on,
I am BB.
There he is.
Is it better?
Yeah. Yeah, no background noise, so that's good.
A little pop filter.
Although you're a bit quieter.
Put the mic closer to your face.
Is this better?
Much better.
Yes. Much better.
Good.
Okay. Okay, so the first topic of today's episode is Nostalgia Critic the Wall.
I should make call-outs and stuff.
What?
I think I should make call-outs and stuff like a sports commentator.
You think so?
With his headset.
You gotta get the touch board with the marker and okay, so this is where things happen and the pointing the arrows and all that, and by the end of it, the whole screen's covered in marker.
What would you be an announcer for? What sport would you pick, Gage?
Backgammon.
I'm thinking golf.
Golf, hell yeah. But like, be really like, make it like
Fucking
scary.
Nerds, dude.
Play like scary music over the speakers and just shout randomly. Just to make golf like kind of entertaining to watch, because
right when the guy's about to swing, you just go like just scare him.
I think I would watch bowling on TV before I watch golf.
Woods is on the home stretch. He's about to line up the putt. He doesn't see that alligator sneaking up behind him. Man, that alligator's getting really close.
Oh god.
Shit.
It's gonna happen.
Made you look. It's actually a crocodile.
Oh, thank god.
And the crocodile kills him.
Oh.
Well, doesn't kill him. It does tear off a leg, though.
Just a leg.
Yeah. His career's over, but...
I saw a video recently of a guy who doesn't have his legs, so he crawls on his arms on the ground. He's like waist up. Just that's all he got. It's very interesting. And he's buff too. I mean, you should see the muscles on this guy.
Well, no shit. He's dragging himself by his hands.
He's got little nubs. That's all he has, but he can't feel them.
Have you ever seen this guy who does like the zombie prank, but he has like a stubby left arm, one full right arm, and no legs. He's practically just a torso.
Jesus.
He screeches like a zombie and just like drags himself toward people.
Wait, which arm? You know what? Wait, like, which arm does he support? Is he a righty or a lefty?
Well, he only has one arm. The other's like a nub.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like, what you have; it's what you're comfortable with.
He's dragged himself with his full arm, and then like reaching out with the nub.
I was gonna say something about like him jacking off, like at least he can do that. But
like,
he's not comfortable with, like if he's a left-hand guy, but only with the right hand, it's gonna be a bit awkward. You know, I'm curious about that stuff. It's very interesting stuff. How people who can't jack off the way that they want, you know.
They can probably still jack off, Zach. You're being really insensitive.
I mean, I know. I'm sure it still feels great, but I mean, it's like the wrist and everything. If it's not comfortable enough, come on.
Hey,
it's the right way to jerk it.
But
but what if there are extra ways to jerk it now?
With the nub.
Like, I don't know. What if you have something better now?
Like a
robot.
Like contortionist or something.
Oh, right, that. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe like if you're missing a majority of your arms and legs, then maybe it just feels better for some reason.
What if our fan base was all paraplegics and we're just offending them all?
I would feel like they felt included for once. We finally got to the important topics.
Why do you always have to talk about our nubs when we're ever included in any sort of topic? I mean, come on.
But
all you
yeah,
gotta do to escape is find stairs.
My Kappa video, though, it's very personalized, so I'm just talking about how it affects me directly, while also kind of just... I talk about Chris and Olivia in a little bit, too, but it was just a vent video. It's not really a good video to watch if you actually want to learn about Kappa.
What is Kappa?
It's like the act... It's an already existing law. It's not a new thing. But it's affecting YouTube directly now because they've been illegally collecting data from children for years. And now it's making it so, like, if you upload content to YouTube, you have to say whether it's for adults or for children. And if you say it's for adults, but then the FTC says, no, this is for children, they can fine you. And the fine that they're threatening is $42,500.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And it also affects like the comment sections and the like and dislike bar, right? Like they can completely disable them. Communities won't be able to interact unless if it's like on other social media platforms, which is very tedious to do.
If you're a channel for children, then you lose your comments.
Like Chatronic or what else, you know?
Yeah. Well, Chatronic does. His channel isn't for children. He covers some really.
I'm not a viewer
his videos
of
could
what
be
I see.
appealing to children, but they're not really for them. He's covered some like creepy stuff on his show before.
Doesn't what this law go with is like topics relating to kid-related content, though?
They said recently, this was they made a statement about it. They said that we are going to be tracking down content that is like directly appealing to children, but we acknowledge that cartoon characters can be appealing to both children and adults. So they said that just having a cartoon character in your video doesn't necessarily mean we're gonna disagree with you. Mm-hmm. So I think just having like a vulgar mouth and like clearly having content that isn't like being aimed at children will be fine. Exploding Duck Brigade I worry about a little bit because I don't remember the tons of stuff we uploaded. I set the channel to not for children. I'm thinking of setting the channel back to like a default if that's a choice and just letting YouTube decide for us.
I think I remember seeing one of the ones that you guys uploaded. It was like, "Oh, Donald." And it's just like Donald going, "Heil Hitler."
Yeah, I would definitely. Like there are actually just like little clips we've uploaded now that I think about it from different cartoon shows. I probably shouldn't. The Duck Brigade probably should not be set for adults. It definitely is not a children's channel, but there could be a video or two on the channel that isn't good for that. So. But I'm definitely not saying pick per video and going on each video individually.
Isn't playing it for adults the safest way though? Because then it just branches out.
Because if the FT setting it for children is the safest thing to do. Because if it's set for adults and the FTC sees it and they're like, no, this is aimed towards children, then that's how you get the fine. Because if your video is for children, it's not collecting data. If your video is for adults, it's collecting data. If someone makes a video that they say is for adults but appeals to children, then the FTC says you are trying to. It's stupid. It's because of YouTube.
To default,
they broke the law for years, and because of that, everyone has to suffer now.
But putting sorry, what?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But doesn't putting it into default have you relying on whoever's at YouTube or whoever's at working for the FTC or whatever to correctly determine whether or not this video is safe for children or safe for adults? And I mean, they might not know what they're doing, you know, and I don't know, it could backfire. I'd say there's a possibility of that. I don't know. I'd say play it safer. And you could still like make each individual video for children if you want. I think that's less of a hassle, less of a risk as well by putting it on default, you know, in comparison. You're muted. I can't hear you.
Are you guys hearing me?
No, there we go.
You guys keep cutting in and out for me too. No, Senate for adults is the riskiest thing you can do. I think that it's kind of fair to say that most of like the channels we have aren't for children though, but there could be a video or two that would hurt us. That's all I'm thinking. Movie Mackel, I'm taking 2 videos down that I don't trust. The rest are staying up.
Which ones?
One, the favorite rap movies and favorite bees video, because I think that like stuff like the Shark Tale stuff is perfectly safe because even though it does have a children's movie in it, they are highly inappropriate videos. But those videos they are comedic. I might just set them for children. I don't know. It's like they are like silly videos, but I don't think they're that vulgar, and they have like cartoon characters for children in the thumbnail. So I think those two. While I would argue I didn't make it for children, then there's one part that like is really vulgar because at one part me and Fred get into an argument and it's a very like aggressive argument, but I don't know, it's weird. It's just I don't know what's safe and what's not. I'm at least changing the thumbnails on those videos.
I think that's a problem too. You know, you not knowing what's safe and what's not. Like it could be the same for them judging it.
My main mindset, and after this I'll drop it because I'm aware we're kind of having a conversation that Gage doesn't have much to add on as he's playing with his knife.
I'm not playing, I'm grooming.
Yes, of course.
Trimming nails.
But my whole thing is, what I basically said in my video is I hope that everyone's okay. The Mackle page is perfectly safe. Like I went through it every video. I could make an argument for every single one of those videos, guaranteed. Beebus 100, I'm not so sure about. Exploding Duck Brigade, I'm not so sure about. Movie Mac Shenanapals, I think is okay because like me and Brent are very vulgar in those videos, but we do play games aimed at children. So I'm just kind of the FTC acknowledged though that doesn't necessarily mean your videos for kids. Bottom line is I'm gonna freak out when everyone else freaks out. If the FTC is gonna make an example out of anyone, I seriously doubt it's gonna be me or you.
Yeah, I was thinking too, like just now, like Zifprod is like it was pretty PG back in the day, and in recent years it has matured more, you know, like on the podcast. So I mean, setting the channel, like the whole channel into a certain thing, I don't know. Maybe I should just keep it on default. But then I'm taking a risk, I don't know.
How do they define something as for kids anyway, though? Like
they have they have guidelines, but they're too vague is the problem, because cartoon characters
just hope and pray that they know what they're talking about, I guess, you know.
But like Metalocalypse or Rick and Morty, you can't say it's for kids. Now the FTC has acknowledged this, but it's just like their guidelines are still way too vague. And again, as bad as annoying as this is with the FTC, just keep in mind that YouTube collected data from children for years, and they did this to us. It's still annoying that the FTC can like this, but YouTube, I kind of defended YouTube last time we talked about this. I take it back completely. YouTube fucked us.
Hmm.
Did I also hear recently that they removed the demonetization option? Like that yellow thing is no longer there. Like that's cool for bigger content creators, right?
I doubt it. I doubt that demonetization is. I don't think that's.
I thought you read about it somewhere. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they have to go for sponsors like NordVPN and other things like that.
Well, those are different because that's not monetizing the video. That's like doing an actual ad in the video yourself, and then you have to send it to get accepted by those people. But some people just have YouTube pick their commercials. Some people do a commercial in their video.
To like Raid Shadow Legends?
Raid Shadow Legends.
Did you hear about it? It's got great animations in a campaign.
It's just
some of the stuff you have to pay for it.
It's just as good as any game out there. It is basically the same thing as Skyrim.
What are you talking about?
But it's free.
It's chock full of microtransactions.
If you get it, I will definitely play the game with you. You get to play with us, your favorite YouTubers, and we'll be on it every day.
Listen, I don't know what game you're talking about, but it sounds like a great advertisement. I'll pay for it. I'll get it.
Raid Shadow Legends, and it's perfectly free, except for when it's not.
Because of all of its microtransactions. Matter of fact, you'll have to go at least 1 minute pressing X to get away from all of them.
You don't watch a lot of YouTube videos anymore, do you, Zach?
Every now and then, some things that I'm interested in, you know.
Because I know my subscriptions are recommended. I've definitely heard of Raid Shadow Legends by now.
No.
Yeah, like John does it every episode.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch JonTron as much anymore. I should.
Well, a lot of YouTubers do it. Yeah. I don't. JonTron's like very hit and miss for me now. I like to. He did a NASCAR thing recently, and that was kind of entertaining to watch.
You know what it is? I don't think I'm even like catching up with like certain YouTube people anymore. It's like just whatever I'm recommended, I'm interested in, like about any topics or whatever. Like that's it now.
Where was that lake? Was that like Lake Norman? You said.
Yeah, that was Lake Norman.
So if that's where, it's funny because if that's actually where JonTron lives. JonTron lives right by relatives of mine and relatives of Gage, then. You can cut that out if you don't want that information in the episode, by the way, Gage, but...
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. But like, what a coincidence. Me and Gage just had a conversation that night, and like, what a coincidence. JonTron and both of our families, we have family both in the same area.
I like how... I can't tell if, like, Zipprod has, like, a better camera, but I know, like, our cameras look extremely grainy.
Well, yeah, I also point a flashlight to me, so the lighting's a bit better.
I
did this.
I think I've used lights like once or twice on the show because it just makes my camera look overexposed. It's just a really terrible webcam. So I go with graininess over.
Well, you've also it could be your room as well. They're very blank beige walls, and I've got like stuff in the background here that helps. I think blue curtains, lights it up more.
My room has always been a boring place. The most decoration I ever had was a TED poster, which I'm actually looking at right now. It's still rolled up in my closet.
I don't even have curtains.
I have curtains. I do have that at the best. But I slept in that room. I had a fever dream in Gage's room.
Tell us about it.
What did you dream about?
Well, I saw. So Gage lives far away now. He used to be like right down the road from me, walking distance, and we'd hang out all the time. But he left just to spite me.
What a dick.
Mm-hmm.
But I went and saw him over the summer just for a day.
He tracked me down.
Yeah, me and my brother and my brother's girlfriend went there, but they kind of did their own thing, and I stayed over at Gage's house for the night. But there's a video of it on my channel. It's called Hello Gage, which was released right after Goodbye Gage because it took me 8 months to make the video. And I was I love watching that video because I'm so sleep deprived and it shows. Like I look so fucking dead in the video. I had a great time going down and seeing him, but I felt so bad at the same time because I was just going off about how tired I was the whole day, and I was just like, I was like on like 48 hours without sleep almost. Like I could not.
The funny thing is,
sleep.
The funny thing was that we filmed Goodbye Gage in like January, so like winter.
Yeah.
We filmed Hello Gage in the summer in North Carolina.
And they both came out within like 2 weeks of each other.
And both probably like 2 weeks after he left.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, the Hello Gage video was at least a month or two late too. I mean, Gage, there's videos that you're still in that are going to go up. Like I'm very behind on stuff. I have a video of like, I have that fucking shelf video I still want to upload. If you remember that. You're also in like because I have like the last couple episodes of Bemis and Company coming pretty soon. I have one more promo, and it's such a shitty promo, but it's still taking me so long to make it. It's really bad. Both of you are actually in it.
You should just make the last video Freddy's ever in as Goodbye Freddy.
Goodbye, Freddy. Well, Fred's last video is going to be probably a macro vlog that I recorded a while ago because I don't think Fred's going to be in another video again, aside from what we already have filmed. But, yeah. Do you miss us, Gage? Do you miss the Nazareth crew?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Now we miss you.
Maybe I might visiting soon.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, do continue to keep that a secret. That'd be really fun. Just like us go over and like just hey, you're with me, like very casually. But yeah, no, me like Nick
or I'm tied up.
Oh, me Nick and Tariq got like pretty wasted recently at Nick's house, and
what's a drunk Tariq like?
Not that. I don't know how drunk he was, but it was like not much different, a little different. But like I don't know, like sometimes people drink. Some people
should just find up some twist and shouts.
I think sometimes when people drink, the only thing that changes about them is just they'll open up about certain things a little more. But it was a good night. It was a fun night. We were talking about you a good bit. We were talking about how much of a slut you are, how much we despise you, how glad we are that you left Pennsylvania for good. But no, we were talking about how Tariq was like, I actually really fucking miss Gage. And we started talking about good old times with you. And I wish we would have called you that night. We could have just added you to our...
yeah, like over a video call, just like cling. All right,
yeah. Well, we've done
Tariq
that.
Is my favorite gigolo.
But it was we definitely miss our good buddy. What else? What were we talking about before? Anyone want to talk about YouTube Rewind?
Is that soon? Oh yeah, it must be soon.
Right? It was really boring.
What was last year? The Will Smith one?
Yeah.
It was Mark Ass Brownlee. That one.
That's hot.
It got like so. It is the most disliked video of all time, and this YouTube Rewind acknowledged it, saying, "So this year we listened to you." Yeah. And all they do is do a Watch Mojo video without any commentary. Mm-hmm. It's really boring. There's.
Oh, come on, internet. Not now. Yeah, heckin' dork.
At all.
Oh,
It's
I
mean,
exit
it
out
could
of full
it
screen.
could
Now everyone comes back. Thanks, internet. Great job. Or Discord. I don't know what the problem was.
it could probably be just a little bit more ninja.
So yeah,
but
stuff cut
Just
out.
one quick. The fuck you say to me, you little shit.
I'm
I
not gonna cut it out.
genuinely hate. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I genuinely hate Ninja.
Wow.
He continues to do things that I find so douchey.
Is he like the next Paul?
It is amazing to me that he has fans. It honestly blows me away that he has fans. Because he is just such a dick. It's not just one example anymore. I've seen so many examples of him just acting like a huge, obnoxious asshole.
I agree.
But people still consider him friendly.
Like, have you ever watched like WWE Grown Up?
No. Could care less for it.
Well, back then there were usually villains in the thing, like in the dramas, and sometimes they were at least likable.
Yeah.
Ninja's one of the unlikable villains.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Were you about to defend good old Ninja, Zach?
No. I can only think. I mean, I can't think of like any circumstances where he's acted like a dick, but I'm sure I've seen. But I mean, like the one example that like getting an offer from Mixer for a ton of money to take a risk by leaving your Twitch community and hoping that they come with you to Mixer is kind of an odd move. Even though some other streamers have done it as well, like Shroud, but I wouldn't have done it. I don't know. It's
think
weird.
he's a douche. It amazes me. Like, I don't know. I feel like I tried to call out YouTubers. Like, I tried not to do it too much because I realize it's kind of like an unappealing thing to do, just constantly shit talk.
Hashtag shout out or shout out.
Like, I kind of made jokes about Pro Jared. I didn't really make him public, but I was like making fun of him in like chats and like, and then after like what came out about him, I actually felt really bad about doing that, even though I again didn't make it public. But I was like, yeah, I was wrong to do that. So like I really try not to do that. But this guy, there's just so many examples with Ninja. The most recent one was him like insulting like NFL players that missed the ball or like anyone playing. I don't remember exactly.
Oh, missed the kick. They missed the kicks.
And he was just going, how can you do that? How could any of them get hired? And then someone made the example saying, I can't believe that someone playing like games, how could they miss a shoot? How could they do this? And then he like responded saying like, wow, that is like a horrible comparison. You should actually be embarrassed. And it's like, oh my God, what a condescending prick. I hate him. There was like a drunk rant recording of Shenanigans House that got missed because I think we were testing the audio and it didn't work out. But I just went on this huge drunken rant about Ninja. Do you remember that, Gage?
I think so.
I don't know if it was like fame that got to him or if he was always like this condescending.
There's this like clip
bit
of
of column A, bit of column B.
Like people have got to like dig up like old archives from his older streams, I guess, to know. But I feel like he's been this over-exaggerated guy for a long time. But I don't know if he's ever been this cunty. I don't know.
Of someone who gave him a donation and left a message and included his like YouTube channel name in the donation, and then he started reading it, and then he said, "Oh, and we're not going to read that because you included your name, even though that's not the donation amount to get a shout out." And then he started mocking the fans, saying, "Oh, you inspire me!" It's like, how does anyone like this prick?
Like, listen, if it was me, I would have definitely acknowledged the fact that, like, yeah, you probably shouldn't shout out your own channel in a donation message. It's
Who
just,
gives
you know.
a shit?
But
who gives a shit? No one's gonna fucking subscribe even if he pays for a donation. Like,
just
for
to
a
be
shout
that
out.
condescending, though, I agree. Like, they shouldn't have done that.
What a douchebag. No, I don't give a shit. You don't fucking charge people for shout outs for starters. Just read the fucking channel. Who cares? No one's subscribing to them. If you pay to get a shout out on a stream, like maybe you get 1 or 2 pity subscribers and maybe they unsubscribe in a week, you know, like that doesn't work. What a douche. I hate him. I get angry thinking about him. Next topic. Oh.
Have you noticed like, a lot of the game companies becoming a lot more anti-consumer?
In
like,
example.
Nintendo's a good example.
Games
actually.
like Tom Clancy's Breakpoint, the newest like Ghost Recon game.
Okay, that's the one with John Berthnall on it.
Yes, like John Berthnall is the one who played Shane from The Walking Dead and the Punisher
Yeah.
from the Punisher series on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the guy, yeah. There was a lot of things that you have to like pay for, like skins, and you also can pay for shortcuts, like resource packs. Like, I really don't feel like gathering all this, so I'll just pay now to so I can make the best stuff in the game right now rather than grind for it.
Yeah.
They've done that in like a lot of the games more recently. And some games have stuff you have to pay for it.
Didn't the Crash Racing game kind of do this recently?
A little bit, but it was like mostly non-essential stuff that don't benefit you in any way.
Okay.
But these are stuff that can have a pretty decent benefit. And
Yeah,
some of the stuff you can't get,
right?
and stuff like from Far Cry New Dawn, you can't get unless you do pay for it. That's why New Dawn had like one of the worst sales, I think. That and the fact that it's just like reskin of Far Cry 5.
One of my favorite ones, and I know I showed it to you when you still lived here. I remember this. Was Metal Gear. I think Zombie was the name of the game.
Metal Gear Survive.
Okay, it was a zombie game. Yeah, you had to pay for an extra save slot. $10 if you wanted more than one save file.
Oh man, that's as anti-consumer as you can get. Like,
that was after all this shit they did with like Hideo Kojima too, so they're already a pretty hated company.
It's like, so like that's the part where it's like Activision, EA are like taking notes.
Yeah. What can we get away with?
Okay, that might have been too far.
Nintendo just likes to take all of their 64 games and put them in a vault.
That Nintendo Online service. Yeah.
Yeah, they could, and like, you know what? I understand the 64 games are bigger games than the SNES games, but you know what? If they made just a separate subscription service, you have to pay for it separately, but it was all of the Nintendo 64 games, that would be worth it. That would absolutely be worth it. But instead, they're just not offering the games. Like, it's just you can't play them.
I know, like
have a 64, I guess, which
Xbox One has like a ton of like backwards compatible games, not only from the Xbox 360 but from the original Xbox as well, like Mercenaries, Playground of Destruction, Fusion Frenzy, like a lot of their like pretty big like Xbox games. Like
they also
the first two Star Wars Battlefronts.
Yeah. Well, they also do shit like Rare Replay, which was, I don't really love what Microsoft did with Rare, but that was a cool thing. Buy like all these like full length games for the price of like not even a full game. It wasn't even $60. It was like 20, wasn't it? 20, 30?
It might have been like 40, 45.
Maybe. But it was like a really good deal, and I can say whatever you want about Microsoft, but they're not hoarding their games anywhere. But yeah, no, it's definitely my favorite case is still the fucking Metal Gear though. that's just like comical, especially since it's a company I don't care about. So I couldn't even get angry about it. I just thought that was hilarious. That's like something that you would see in like a Simpsons episode, like as like them making fun of Microsoft or something, or some gaming company.
I think I heard like Death Stranding didn't do good. That was Kojima's thing.
I haven't heard too many reviews of it. One thing I heard was people were expecting it to be this big horror game, but it wasn't that. I haven't even seen that much gameplay from the game, but I'm just
there is a lot of walking, almost no fast travel, and you gotta like you're basically like playing Tetris with your character, just stacking stuff onto your backpack up to like a mile high.
Yeah.
To the point where you're like walking around with a tower on your back. And on your shoulders and on your chest, and you also have to carry that fetus. I love the Rick and Morty commercial.
I like that too. That was a funny commercial.
We should eat it. Why would we eat it? Well, what if it makes us climb faster or jump higher?
Okay, let's eat
Okay,
it.
let's eat it.
Just funny seeing Morty agree to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Rick too. That is like, it's a show that intentionally has the characters go out of character sometimes for like advertisements. I love it. The new season of Rick and Morty has been pretty funny. But yeah, fucking. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I've seen 2 reviews of Death Stranding. One was very negative. It was by Video Game Donkey.
I saw that one.
Yeah, he did not like it. The other one was Kadikarus, who was more of like a first impressions video because he got like, I think he said like 20 hours into it, and he's just like, he says I can't go anymore. Like he says, there's things I want, I don't better, but I just can't. Like he mentioned a few good things about it. He was definitely nicer than Donkey.
Mm-hmm.
But he just like said he didn't have it in him to keep going with it.
Mm-hmm.
He said he put nearly a day of time into the game and just nothing.
Like you can find vehicles in the game, but like they get caught in terrain.
Yeah,
and they're not like Skyrim horses that can like just go over everything and up mountains.
Mm-hmm.
They just like they get caught in every little tiny stone.
You would think that like some beta testing would help with that. But
one thing Kojima says was like the reason why it's not as popular here in America is because we're too attached to first-person shooters, even though there's like a lot of like third-person shooters and non-shooter games that do really well here.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't agree with that argument. Yeah.
Yeah, we were just screaming to get Banjo-Kazooie and Smash like nonstop. There was not a single person in Japan that wanted that. But yeah, definitely not true. There's a lot of Nintendo fans here and a lot of like Elder Scrolls fans. I'm trying to find something.
ContentCast.
ContentCast. So I have an update with the Barry Boner story.
Oh boy.
He showed up right back at my... Wait, what the fuck? Okay.
This joke isn't gonna pay off, is it?
It's right here. I was trying to see myself in the webcam, but see,
what
he's right here.
What did you do?
It's Barry.
Why is his body dangling?
I don't know.
Is it even alive?
Yeah, he's alive.
Say something, Barry.
Oh my god, it was Billy the Moose the whole time.
Oh, fuck, don't no. Get this.
Remember this character?
Gage, can you do something for me? I need you to shit on this moose. Like, just say it's the worst character. Just don't have this bit be
Barry's still dead.
I know the rule of improv is yes and, but this is the only time that I am saying it is okay to say no for this bit.
This whole season,
help me out here, Gage.
Not Boner. Boner's still dead. Boner's still deceased.
Say anything that you can to get this moose off of this podcast, off this episode. It's not content. It's just a moose. Some plush moose. I know it's not a real moose. It's made out of plush. I know it.
The best character on the show.
No, there were plenty of mooses in other like
You're going
shows,
with the Gage.
TV,
It's the opposite
real
of what I'm
life,
telling you to do.
Maybe he doesn't want to listen.
That contribute more by doing nothing.
Also, he said moose, not meese. Wait, is it mooses or meese?
It's moose.
Oh. Well, you said mooses, so we're both.
Well, I think it's either moose or mooses, but I think you were thinking of goose and geese.
Yeah, it was.
Did you know that moose can actually dive underwater about 20 meters?
I did not know that. What else do you know about moose?
The fact that they dive down 20 meters actually makes them natural prey items to orca whales.
Do you know any information about their penises? Because there was one episode where we talked about dolphins, and I showed a picture of a dolphin penis on the episode. Now, if you can give us...
I don't remember you doing that.
Oh, I did, absolutely. Go back to the Shark Tale review, watch the whole thing. Yep, I showed a dolphin penis.
Dude, I don't know what you have against Willie. He's like such an adorable mascot. Look at him.
But what does he provide other than adorableness?
What does Boner provide?
Everything.
Beans.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did provide beans.
Idiot.
I guess you got me. He did provide more than
the moose is freeloading off of our success, in my opinion.
Hold on. They can exist in brotherhoods. Boner lives on. I keep
He
changing.
doesn't want to be there, clearly.
I
Keeps
keep
rolling
changing
off.
the lore. I keep changing the lore.
So
Now
Barry's
they
a
live
good guy now?
Barry was resurrected by Willie the Moose. That's the story. But this is actually, we kept questioning, is Barry Boner actually back? And the answer is yes. He was resurrected.
But what's the motivation behind Willie wanting to bring Boner back? I mean, I don't even know much about Willie.
Because Willie's always been a good person. He was just misjudged
How do we know?
by everyone.
We don't know much about him. What's
Michael,
his backstory?
This is like a fusion, but not like the Dragon Ball Z Potara earring fusion or the fusion dance. This is fusion as in the Chimera from Full Metal Alchemist.
They already did a fusion, but you see, it was easy to undo. It's like a Steven Universe fusion. Whoa.
He doesn't want to be there, Mike. You're pissing
It was
him
easier
off.
to keep him up on my head when half of him was missing.
Well, seeing how the moose is there,
Now it's
definitely be a
heavier.
preference.
Fucking Willie.
I kind of do like Willie more just because he stays, but Boner is like...
I just realized we transitioned from talking about animal penises to Willie the Moose. You get it? Willie, like penis... Weird
we were
transition.
talking about Willie before we were talking about animal penises.
Oh, were we? Okay, never mind.
Mhm.
Still a transition. Still works.
And I was never talking about it.
Well, you know what I mean.
Oh, come in.
Come in.
Hello,
What is that?
Gage. It's I.
I thought it was an actual person coming in.
It is
got
I,
duped.
Gage, your rival.
That's not
There is no
Damn,
light.
fancy.
Their heaven is void of light, John.
Ah, shit.
I'm the only one here.
I was
Everyone's
supposed to.
transformed.
Oh, Harry, I hear you're playing the cashier. Yeah, Gage, that's Gage Liam Fancy, son.
Mm-hmm.
Why do all the Fancy Sons have a line about a cashier? I've noticed that. It's always cashier. That always comes up.
I think Squilliam Fancyson said it. I think that's why. That isn't why. Shut the frick up, you frickin' frick.
You can't say that.
That's
Now my atheist Minecraft server.
That's the classy Sam Sonic fan. What's his name again?
What?
Sammy?
I don't know where it's from. It's just a meme. It's just a popular meme.
The frickin' frick.
Who cares? Oh, the frickin' frick thing. Yeah, Sammy's a classic Sonic fan. Yeah.
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 You know that kid is like in college now? And
Yeah, he is. That one meme where it's like he used to be the guy who would be intimidated by your dad, and now he's the guy who intimidates your dad, or something like that. Something along those lines.
He was doing a college presentation where he showed his like old video, and he was like kind of like a
he's cool.
Moving up in the world. Good old.
I saw
Sam.
one review that he did as an older
Why
kid.
the fuck are you guys ignoring
It
me?
was decent.
Fuck
It
you.
wasn't-
I was talking, and then you guys start talking about some kid.
Listen, you
No.
Fancy Sons keep coming here
Gage.
thinking that you're content. When we're trying to have a conversation, and you always
I
butt
challenge
in.
you to a clarinet off, Gage.
Get a clarinet.
Yo, Gage, this is the lore, by the way. There's like been like a couple of Fancy Sons.
The Lord?
The lore.
Oh my! I thought like
I'm
God
part of
came
the
into the
lore.
podcast for a minute.
There was
Whoa.
a treadmill. There was Zaclium. There was
Yeah.
Chrysalium, who's dead.
Don't ask about the treadmill. It's a thing. Just don't worry
Ketalium.
about it.
Tito. Yeah, that's our Zuko. He's gonna come back and be a good guy, maybe. He isn't. He told me he's gonna murder you, Michael. Or should I say?
Do I still have my ocarina? My plastic
know.
ocarina? I could use that. I don't know how to play it, but we
You
can
can
try.
use it for what I want. I'm not challenging you though. I'm challenging Gage.
But if he doesn't have a clarinet with him, I can offer.
You have a clarinet, Gage.
He has a knife, though. I wouldn't test him if I were you. It's real. It's not plastic. He assured me by showing it to the camera, so it must be real.
Gage. Okay, what if how about you and Gage Liam have like a Russian shoot off then?
Did I say he has a gun or did I say he has a knife? What do you mean a
What?
shoot off?
You do a Russian roulette if you pull out like a gun or something. I don't know.
Do you have a gun, Gage?
It would be very helpful if we could kill one of the Fantasy Sons. Only one of
Yeah.
them's dead so far. We have like 10 of them to deal with still.
And the bit can only be done successfully if he points the
How
gun
many of
at
them
his
have you worked
webcam
about? Like
and fires
5?
it. What?
I am. What the fuck is he doing?
He's going somewhere.
Get back here. Get back here. Get the fuck back here.
His fan should really be on to get air circulation in the room properly. I mean,
Gage Liam, like,
who turns
is
their
like,
fan off?
he's got like a really bad attitude issue. I don't think any of the fan seasons have like said the word fuck as much as he does. Shut the fuck up. I'll fucking kill you.
Whoa.
We haven't met Mike Liam yet. Yes, you fucking have. Don't fucking lie, you piece of shit. We haven't met.
Oh.
Shut up.
It's loaded. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Okay, so are we doing this? All right, let's do this, Gage. Me and you right now.
Wait, I need to.
By the way, Gage Liam is one of the clones of 11 clones of different people. There is a Zach Liam, there is a Chris Liam, and now there's a Gage Liam. And a Tita Liam. And are you going to kill him? Or is this Russian roulette?
Yeah, right.
Okay. You guys ready?
What?
Is this that guy from the subway?
I definitely got him. He's dead. Hey, you have to be dead. I shot you first. I shot you.
My gun was in camera
He's
first.
dead. No, I shot you first. Alright, Zachary.
Yeah.
You get to decide. Which one is dead, Gage or Gage Liam? That's not fucking fair!
Well, as someone who wasn't paying attention at all, was just grooving out,
Hey! Zachary!
What?
Zachary, pick me. Kill Gage. Kill Gage.
Well, now that you mention it,
Kill Gage.
I mean, if we kill you, then it's one less fancy son. So
No, I'll be a good fancy son. I'll be like the treadmill. I'll be a good guy.
Okay.
The treadmill isn't necessarily a good guy yet.
Are you gonna keep saying the F word, mister?
Fuck you.
Okay, kill him. He's dead.
Alright, I just stabbed him. He's been sitting next to me the whole time. He's dead.
He's pretty
it was
alright with it feeling pretty comfortable sitting right next to you the whole time, knowing that you had a weapon on you.
It was that easy the whole time.
Maybe he was a victim. He was putting his faith in you not to kill him.
He knew too much. He was talking about Mike Liam, and we don't need people doing that. Anyway.
He's been locked up. I mean, murder is just a whole other level. I mean, it's kind of illegal. But,
yeah.
Alright.
Well, it's a fancy sin, brother.
As long as no one knows about it. It's fine.
He had a heart attack, and that's kind of your fault.
How is it my fault?
I wasn't there.
He had a heart attack.
I left the room.
That's
so
not my doing.
It's either your fault or Chris's fault. That's all I'm saying.
You even had said it was a heart attack, so how could it have been my fault?
One of you did it to him. One of you scared him or
something. How can you make someone have a heart attack? It's so stupid.
You feed them nothing but Big Macs.
I would love it if someone actually accused someone of like giving someone a heart attack. I don't know. It's like fucking stupid. I mean, like, I guess if like you're an elderly guy who's like prone to having heart attacks, if you're like easily scared, like, okay, fine. Like, you know, this guy has a heart condition. Fine. But if it's like some young guy who's fit and like, oh yeah, the heart attack, it's like, I blame you because you were the only one in the room. I would laugh.
There was a guy in my neighborhood
that would be so dumb.
All right, should we how far into this are we?
I have no idea. I didn't even write down the time. I've been looking over at the clock. I'm like, this time we should stop.
Alright, you started at probably like
I feel like we started like around
6:58. It was almost 7. It was 6:58 when you started calling me.
Yeah, but we like took at least 10 minutes to set up. So I think we could have like another 10-15 minutes of this episode. Yeah. We have to do we got to do I like what we've been. So it's just like whenever we have a guest on, we do like, or sometimes without the guest, we do like a little improv.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Also,
we have to do.
Also, do you remember what we talked about during this episode? Because I only have the Kappa for the title, but I have 2 other slots I need.
You could say what you could promote Gage in the title. Kappa wouldn't be.
It's gonna be with Gage at the end of it either way. Yeah, I'm talking about the title, the subjects.
Gage Kappa's Liam.
You could reference Gage Liam. You could reference. We didn't really talk about YouTube Rewind. We talked about gaming, like being anti.
Okay. It needs to be a short title still. How can we shorten that? subject.
You could just name it into Glasses Cast because I have glasses on it.
Fucking. I said content cast at one point.
Yeah, make a content cast, sure. Because this has been a weird episode. A weird episode. I think there's parts that were like consistently good, and then parts that were just weird, like the whole Gage Liam thing. The fancy sin stuff doesn't normally ever work out. It's normally very awkward and uncomfortable. But we got to keep it going.
But that's the point.
We got to start. We got to finish what we started.
Yeah. So
by the way, Gabe, we've had like a running thing in these episodes. So I should stop trying to explain.
Wait, he can't hear you right now.
It's better if they're just confused.
What the fuck are you doing?
It's better if we just like eliminate. Oh, wow.
The squeaks. He's like trying so hard to put it on.
Let me do random question generator first.
You can
Gage,
do it,
can you hear us?
No, he can't. He's wearing an ironing helmet or a welding helmet. I mean, sorry.
I feel like this is
you could almost do like
a great. I feel like Gage is a great.
That could be like the secret guest reveal.
I think Gage is a really good guest for people if they're watching the episode, because he's like constantly playing with a knife or putting shit on his head. Like,
problem is like I'm fidgeting a lot because I'm sitting on a fucking bongo drum.
Why don't you have a chair?
The best I have is that recliner over there.
But why don't you have a chair?
We have a segment every episode now, started in season 5, called Random Question Generator.
Yeah.
This one's kind of a fun one.
What would you believe me about the bongo drum?
What would be the scariest monster you could imagine? For me, it would just be like a giant wasp that spit out a bunch of smaller wasps.
I don't like wasps, lizards, spiders. I mean, like if one of those was gigantic or something, and no.
Something like Wasp Rick, but like with a real person, that would be terrifying to me. And they can like sting your eye, and then a bunch like just are born inside of you. Like that's like genuinely disturbing to me.
What if there was like some gooey kind of monster thing, but like it can crawl into your mouth, through your mouth into your body? Like I would be like gagging the whole time, and I don't know. I'd be very sensitive with that.
Have you ever watched
I would be like running away. Don't want to get near me.
Have you seen The Thing, Zach?
What?
The Thing. Zachary doesn't watch horror movies. He's not going to watch The Thing. It's a really, really disturbing horror movie.
It was great. It was from the 70s.
I like it. I actually do like it. I honestly thought that was a movie you were going to show me just because of like the shock value in it. But it is like actually a good movie outside of the shock value. In fact, most of the movie doesn't have stuff like that. It's just these small moments. I actually really like The Thing. It's called The Thing, right?
Yes. John Carpenter. The Thing.
It's a really disturbing movie, though. It's like very.
Think there'll ever be a spin-off movie of The Thing from the Fantastic Four called the same thing? The Thing.
No.
I don't know. MCU might do that. I don't know.
You'd have to compete with the horror movie then. Of the best.
I hope that the MCU includes David Dunn from the Glass series, but like an alternate universe where he doesn't die by being a puddle.
What?
That movie was so disappointing.
It was. I was like easy going on it. Like it's a movie and my favorite. It was like one of my favorite movies of all time. It's kind of finally like the sequel for all these years, and they kill the main character off by drowning him in a puddle. Like his
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares? It's the last time I care about spoiling it. It's a piece of shit. There's a couple of things in it that I still like, but there's not a lot. Like I gave it a 6 out of 10 in my review of it when I made that video, and it's like down to a 3, maybe a 2.
Oof.
Yeah, like it's just sat on me more. It's like My Last Jedi, because I watched The Last Jedi and I enjoyed it, and people around me enjoyed it, but then the people around me like turned on it, and I was just like, no, it's fine, but I don't care about Star Wars. Glass I cared about, and I said it was fine, and as time has gone by, I'm like, no, I hate this.
The problem
They're
with
really
The Last
amping
Jedi.
up that next Star Wars movie, by the way. Like the end of an era, like the end of one of the greatest trilogies of Star Wars, and it's like 2 out of 3 of the movies are like, okay. You know, Palpatine's in it, cool. All right.
The best character was what was his name? FN297 Finn.
Finn. Oh.
The best character was Finn, the black guy.
Oh.
I was
No one likes
fine
Ray
with
because
the
Ray
Force.
is a Mary Sue, if
Mhm.
you know what
I
those
was-
are.
Oh yeah, I know what those are. I was fine with the Force Awakens. I was fine with the Last Jedi. I know that Rogue One's not really part of that trilogy. I was
Yeah.
fine with Rogue One, and I didn't watch Han Solo, and I'm not going to. My whole thing with it is just that I thought that a lot of Rogue One was really cool, but I also thought a lot of it was really boring.
I'm talking about the trilogy. This specific.
Yeah, the trilogy. I liked both of the movies fine. I don't think that they're great movies, but I don't think any of them are great movies. But I also will admit, I will agree with people that I think the structure of The Last Jedi is pretty bad. Like, its focus isn't very good, and it kind of, like, cancels out, like, anything new that the series had to offer.
I enjoyed Force Awakens. I acknowledge a lot of the things that people say about, like, that kind of copied off of the old films, and it kind of does make it a bit worse in my mind, but I still enjoy it, I guess. I still respected it enough. Last Jedi, I was just really bored throughout most of it, and there was even that one there was that one place with the casino and that whole side quest, and it was just so it was so segue, and I didn't like it at all.
Me and my brother might be the only two people on Earth that did not mind that. I was honestly like, I thought it was cool watching those creatures run around the place. Like, it wasn't. I agree, it's not great, but I was just like, to me, that part wasn't like much worse than anything else in the movie.
It was so blah.
I know it's 5 times, or no, it's like 20 times better than that scene.
What?
John Wick's horse getaway in John Wick
3.
Oh
yeah,
I haven't seen John Wick 3 yet.
I loved it.
Get
I really liked John Wick 3. It was. I thought like John Wick 2. I thought was just like too slow at points, but John Wick 3. I thought the entire thing was a lot of fun. I don't think I want like 80 John Wick movies though, so I'm hoping 4 will be the last one because it will get old.
I think Keanu said like, I'm willing to do them as long as the fans still want them.
That's what everyone says about anything. Like, there's something like this that got as popular as it did. Like, of course, you say something like that.
I guess
Keanu Reeves, so he's being very, very nice to the company. But
I guess I don't care if they keep making John Wick movies. I don't really care about them like giving the series a proper ending because it's just kind of like a ridiculous but fun set of movies. I guess as long as people are still enjoying them, they should keep making them.
Needs to still be fit enough. I mean, he's still getting older after all, so.
Well, he's only 50.
Yeah, I mean, still at that age, you never. I mean, I'm sure he keeps in shape. I mean, only so many men that age can successfully do that. I mean, I don't know. He's got a lot of money as well. I'm sure he can afford a great instructor, but to keep him fit. But I mean, I don't know. It's still a possibility. After all, you never know what might happen.
Look how much best buddy they are now.
You're literally forcing them together.
No, I'm not. My hand isn't even fucking touching.
They feel very uncomfortable. I could see it on Boner's face.
Zach, my hands are empty. See? Fuck you.
Fucking nerd.
Let's do an improv now.
Let's do an improv now, everyone.
All right.
A full improv.
Gage, Zach, you start it, then Gage, then I'll go.
Well, let's set up the scene first. So the scene.
You set up the scene.
The scene is on the beach. The scenario is someone left a very important napkin, a family heirloom, at the beach, and whoever starts first is the one who's trying to retrieve the napkin, who it belongs to, or maybe it belongs to someone that they know.
All right. To the family heirloom.
Yeah.
The napkin. All right, Gage. Who's going after the family heirloom, Gage?
Zipprod.
Okay, so it's Zachary's.
So who's going to play Zipprod?
Well, we're all just going to decide what happens to Zipprod. We don't have to play Zipprod. Okay, so Zipprod is walking down, trying to find the family heirloom, and then he notices a crab in the sand, and he goes down to pet it, and then the crab, just like a fist comes out of it and punches him in the face, then he falls down to the ground. What does Zach do next?
Well,
it's Zach's turn.
No, it's Gage's turn. He's next on my video thing. It's Mike, Gage, then me, and then back to you.
Okay, fine.
Going by order, man.
He staggers to his feet, blood profusely just pissing out of his nose.
dying already.
"Ow."
Jesus.
He's like, "Ow, what the fuck?" He like kicks the crab.
Is there any way to raise your microphone, by the way, Gage? The volume.
In the process of kicking the crab, it actually he just manages to like pinch off one of his toes as it gets kicked back into the sea.
Oh, the crab gets one of Zach's toes?
Yeah.
So, Zach, you're bleeding pretty bad at this point.
I wave my fist in the air. You curse you, crab, and then a witness comes by and he's like, "Yo, I'll stop that crab for you. Come back here, you hooligan!" And chases after the crab and jumps into the ocean.
The crab comes back out with a harpoon gun and shoots it at the person that you sent out. That person is now dead. He comes back to the surface with reinforcements.
What the fuck?
You are the only one left that remains. It's a battle between you and 8,000
This
crab.
really escalates to a world war. Humans versus the crab people. God damn it.
It's just you. You're the only human. Almost like they only want you.
They're gonna taste human flesh at first, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, like wait, hold on."
Oh, you froze.
No, you're frozen. Okay. Did you hear what I said though?
No, you're frozen.
No, you're frozen. No, but like they'll taste human flesh, and then they'll be like, "We want more of this," and then they'll go after the entire world. So the world is at stake here.
Dead. You are dead in the story now, though.
I'm dying.
Okay.
I'm still bleeding out.
Gage, your turn.
Whilst trying to crawl away from the crabs, one massive crab comes out of the sand.
Oh, fucking crap.
It picks him up by the legs, grabs his right arm, and just pulls it off. While he's like dangling, screaming, blood, and just bleeding everywhere.
Man, you really killed off the main character right quick, you know?
Technically, he's actually just a support hero.
Doesn't really feel that good knowing that this is me in the story, but thanks.
Starts dragging his body.
Why are you narrating now? It was Gage's turn.
Gage already finished his turn.
And then it's my turn.
It begins devouring the limb and then decides.
Well, you said the last thing. You said the last thing.
What?
And then decides that as it's eating his arm, he says, "This would really go great on a bagel."
Mm-hmm. And then, rising from the earth, an army of bagels comes crawling out, and they're like, "Not bagels? This time, crabs. You think you can make us into human sandwiches? Well, you got another thing coming." And then a big war starts out. Not the humans versus the crab people. Humans are just watching. There's helicopters flying by, cameras pointing down at the beach. Just an all-out war between the crabs and the bagels.
Then Zachary's spirit leaves his body, and it looks for the the next thing that it can
to possess,
continue its life into. So it finds a local gym and inserts itself into a treadmill.
Fuck.
And now Zachary the treadmill is sitting right next to Michael the treadmill. This is that story where Michael died at the Olympics. So Michael died during Olympics training. So this is the same story. So now both of them are dead and both of them are treadmills. And they just watch the bagel and crab war on two different TVs.
We just kind of go like at each other.
It's like we have a cinematic universe going now.
But as it turns out, Zachary is alive.
What?
Laying on the beach. Turns out he was walking on the beaches in New Jersey and got stabbed with a needle.
It was all a dream.
It was Joker. That's Life starts playing.
That's.
However, he then dies of an overdose.
Oh, fuck. Well, as I'm laying there for the first time in reality, the crabs and the bagels start coming out because now they're like, they have different reasoning. It's not just
rules of improv, both of you.
Oh yeah,
it's Milo.
Well, he made it not reality. I'm just going.
He went Joker
so I'm yes-anding right now, technically.
He went Joker on your ass.
What?
You said that you liked the ending of Joker, Zach.
I did.
Yeah.
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 What does that have anything to do with what we're talking about?
Yeah, Joker was a good movie.
Because
good movie.
Great movie. He made it all not really happen, or made it ambiguous.
It leaves it up to the audience member.
That's life.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking the riot was suppressed and he was indeed arrested.
Yeah. Yeah.
I find it hard to believe that it was all just in his head, because how would he be able to like see what happened to Bruce Wayne in his head?
He didn't.
He might have heard about it in the news.
Well,
it is this alternate reality where it's not like it's not like the future is everything that you know about Batman happens. Like, it's just something in his head. Just came up with. I mean, he's psychotic. I don't know. He's fucking loony.
Fair enough, I guess.
Thinks about a kid's parents dying and enjoys it. Dreams about it. Like, come on now. I can buy it. Where do we leave off at?
Very specific.
What,
you were trying to say it wasn't actually a dream, and now he's back at the war. I guess not a treadmill either.
Yeah, the war's actually happening now. The dream war happened, but this is the real war. But there's a different reasoning behind it. So there's so the princess of the crabs wanted to marry the prince of the bagels, and the kings of both armies were like, "Nah, bro, you gotta be interspecies. You can't do cross-species stuff. That's weird. Crabs and bagels. That's not gonna look good." So there's a war now going on in reality, and I'm now actually dead.
Okay.
Not on a treadmill yet, although that could still happen.
Well, since it's not the same universe as the treadmill anymore, the real Michael's street, walking down that beach, just kind of walks past the crabs and the bagels fighting, does some digging. He finds the family heirloom, and he takes all the credit.
Wow. Gage, what happens next?
Okay, where were we in the story?
I found the family heirloom.
As the war is going on.
And Zachary's dead in the real world too now.
Mm-hmm.
Michael gets hit by a stray bullet.
What the
fuck? The napkin falls on the ground.
Napkins on the ground.
Turns out like one of the bagels tried to shoot a crab with a Barrett 50 cal, but the bullet deflected off the keratin.
Dude, what if they're fighting for the family heirloom?
Even though I just said they're fighting for their kids, but also the heirloom.
The heirloom.
Also the heirloom. And then, as the camera pans up to the sky, a portal opens up, a multiverse portal opens up, and Treadmillium Macklesome, whatever, Michael in the treadmill comes from the other universe, and he aids the fight.
Hello, everyone. I've decided I am a good guy now, and now I'm going to fight by this crab side because bagels are the bad guys.
He takes sides. What a dick.
he takes a bias, but says it's the right side. Unfortunately, little did he know that the crabs were.
What's a treadmill gonna do? He's just gonna lay there, waiting for somebody to run on him.
He can float, so he can like ram into people. Treadmills are kind of heavy.
True.
Unfortunately,
people
Sweet Victory was played.
Strangles people with the
out
power
loud.
cord.
Treadmillium had a heart attack because Sweet Victory played.
Why are you trying to kill everyone in this improv?
Wait a second. That means that's another fantasy sim that's dead.
Yes.
Well, it's not canon.
Is that one not canon?
Can't be canon. It can't. I refuse to accept it.
Okay. Well,
Do you remember the Christmas party?
And then Doug Walker comes out with his and syrup on his feet.
With and syrup on.
We just gotta like connect all the stories now. At this point, we're building up the cinematic universe. This is our end game.
You know that meme where it's the end game portals, but it's like everyone is here, and it's like the Predator, Terminator, Godzilla. You know, all those ones. It's like that meme. Nostalgia Critic's popping out. Treadmillium Mackelson, whatever, is popping out.
But it's the anime version of
just the anime version.
Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah.
And Angry Video Game Nerd.
And then Nostalgia Critic, he shoots all of the crabs.
Oh. Sweet, he's on the bagel side.
Doug Walker kills all of the crabs.
Ironic that the German side's with the most Jewish food.
And then he does a review of the animated Illumination Grinch movie.
I mean, I'm of German descent and I like bagels.
Then Doug Walker reviews The Room by Tommy Wiseau
second time. Because the first time was not enough. He had more to say.
This time it's a clipless review, so he acts out all the scenes.
That's good.
And then Doug Walker does a review of Taxi Driver and says it's really bad, and he compares it to Garbage Pail Kids. And then Nostalgia Critic does a review of...
Everyone's just watching his review now. The war has stopped, and they're like, "Oh, this is somewhat entertaining." I mean, not incredibly, but it's something.
He does a review of the Smosh movie.
Yeah.
And then Ian from Smosh comes to Doug Walker's house and just starts bullying him.
Wow.
Because he has more subscribers and therefore more power.
Great crossover right there.
And then Doug Walker and Ian from Smosh do a crossover review of...
they put aside their differences after one episode.
Of Anthony's channel, YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Where they say all of his videos are bad, and you should check out Doug Walker, now part of Smosh. And that's how the story ends. The end.
That's a great story.
Well, it ends with
I
them
like
being...
the part where it segued to absolutely something irrelevant.
It ended with them being absorbed and assimilated into Aaron Hansen's chins.
This is a post-credits scene, apparently.
Post-credits. This is leading into the next part of the DCU.
Yeah.
Like, they turn into like a liquid flesh pile,
Isn't
and
it
then it assimilates into
No, fuck you, DuckCast.
another chin of Aaron Hansen. So Aaron's now at like 5 chins.
5 chins. That's like he's collecting the Infinity Chins.
Infinity Chins.
And that's like...
I'd like to imagine...
Even though we've killed off almost every single character already.
I've had a thought about a character who's called Pig Thanos. And he tries to collect the... It's like a multiverse thing. It's a completely different universe. Pig Thanos, he's trying to get the Infinity Bacon. And...
Are all
the other like in the same universe as Spider-Pig?
What?
Because it's in the same universe as Spider-Pig.
Why would it be in the same universe as Spider-Pig? That makes absolutely no sense.
Because Pig Thanos.
All the sense.
That makes no... What?
And the Infinity Bacon.
All the other heroes can be pigs, Zach.
That doesn't
well,
make
except for
any
Thor,
sense.
who's a frog.
Yeah, it
I don't
does.
understand your thought process.
No, they're all pigs in this universe.
Okay, so because the villain's a pig, that means everyone needs to be a pig. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everyone was purple and...
Way to diversify, guys. Jesus, am I the only rational person here? Thinking about everyone right now. You're just thinking like,
You might technically be the only minority here.
Is Pig Thanos in this post-credit scene?
Sure. He's there ominously in the distance, his shadow, his silhouette.
Pig Thanos and like Aaron Hansen, they have like a rivalry going because they're both collecting different Infinity items. Aaron's collecting the Infinity Chins.
I can't allow that in my canon lore for Pig
Thanos.
And I
Pig Thanos is collecting the Infinity Bacon, and they're just trying to figure out which one is going to do more damage than the other. They're both kind of like playing a game of chicken right now.
There was one line.
You sold your character to the DCU, Zachary. I'm sorry. When you said sure, you sold your character to the DCU.
I didn't sign up for this.
Now we get to pick what happens to your character.
This is my character.
No, Pig Thanos is trans.
Did you just say he's trans?
Yep, Pig Thanos trans. That's what I'm saying. Not in China though. Not in China.
Why not in China?
Only in the U.S. In China,
is there a thing going on right now, current event-wise, that has something to do with trans people in China?
China just censors everything, and they would absolutely not allow a trans character in one of their movies. They won't allow gay characters in movies.
Funny enough, there are actually multiple characters from that game Overwatch that were made gay, but in the original version they aren't gay, and therefore that's the version China has where they're not gay.
Speaking of, I think I saw a trailer for
so
Overwatch
they have the
2
uncensored
today.
version. Yeah, I think they're making a second game for some reason.
They're making a PvE mode, like a story mode. Yeah.
So
also, we're running out of time. I think we're maybe over time.
Probably now.
Yeah.
So, wrap up, Gage. Is there anything before we end this? Thank you for coming on, man. It was fun. Is there? I know you don't have like a YouTube channel. Is there anything you want to plug, even if it's just something that you like to watch, or anything you might be doing? I don't know.
Be sure to check out MeatCanyon, Lumpy Touch.
Wait.
For all your
Meat
Garfield. MeatCanyon.
Monkey Touch? Are those two different
Lumpy
things?
Touch. Lumpy Touch is... Yeah, they're two different things.
Lumpy Touch. Are those on YouTube?
Yes.
Are they channels or videos?
Channels.
Okay. MeatCanyon and Lumpy Touch.
Canyon.
Yeah, that's what I
Canyon's
said.
the one that did Jawbreaker.
You said
right?
canon.
I said canyon, idiot. Okay, even if it sounds like I said canon,
MeatCanyon's the one who did
recording
Jawbreaker.
FU. Okay.
It's a good video. I have a video recommendation actually, and it's actually from someone who I've recommended before. It's Strider something is the channel name. I can't remember all the details, but he did the haunted. He did the haunted Paper Mario cartridge. I'll send you a link to the video. It was a video where he basically put Paper Mario in the 1,000-Year Door like this translator. Like they put it for the it went for this translator stuff, became lost in translation, and it is like the hardest I've laughed in a long time because it changes like the backstory of the characters, but it's like kind of like a bunch of nonsense because the game was just it's so poorly translated. But the thing that's so funny about it is it's consistent. It is like consistently implied throughout the first 2 chapters that Peach is the villain now. Still the same game, still the same gameplay, everything's the same, it's the dialogue's different, and Peach keeps talking about her run-ins with like the police and the government, and at one point Mario and the others are talking about how they have to destroy the Princess of Peaches. Like it's really funny. One of the characters' names like his name is Koops in the game, but his name is Carbon now, and he keeps he's really violent. He just keeps talking about how he's like gonna murder everyone in his town. But it's like I said, it's like a bunch of nonsense, but it's consistent. Like if a character is violent, they don't randomly like change personalities; they stay the same. So it is like technically consistent with the translations. It's just all of them are wrong. But if they call
Sounds
a character,
like a great time.
it's so funny. It's funnier if you're familiar with the game, for sure, but it's so
I haven't played it.
It's so fucking funny.
Well, thanks for listening. I think Gage left or something.
Nope, still here.
Gage got deported.